All right, we're back to another trading session. We are trading one micro NASDAQ future contract in Tradervue. Markets just opened up a couple minutes ago. Right now we're around the highs from yesterday's session. Overnight, we kind of just slowly grinded from the lows to the highs of yesterday. Yesterday I noticed when I was explaining my charts that this range chart was on 6 ticks, which I don't know how I didn't notice. When I started this channel, I thought that the bars looked a lot smaller and were moving quite a bit, but I just thought maybe it was because I'm on like a higher resolution monitor as of lately. However, I did go and put that back to the 22 range. That's what I've been trading for the last couple years. And it should be a lot easier for you guys to see now as well. I kind of want to just play ranges today. I want to wait and see the NASDAQ to hit support and resistance levels a couple times, and then look to get short when it's at the top of the range, buy when it's at the bottom of the range, get a few scalps, and move on with our lives. We had point of control flip down to the bottom of the range, and then this little W pattern. I need that below 80 because usually we get a bounce off of 80. All right, well, first trade's a red trade. Maybe should have waited for the test at VWAP. We came up and tested VWAP. We pushed back past 50. Maybe we continue this downward momentum. Locked in 7 points with our stop being moved. I'm gonna just kill it right down there. It's a plus $21. Gets us a little more wiggle room. We have a hard stop at 40, so starting off the day with a minus $28 trade kind of sucks that we only have like $8-9 to play with. We have point of control just moved down to the 50s. Thinking if we get above VWAP, get into the 60s, may get a rotation up to 80. We're back to minus 30, so I think I'm jumping into trades too quickly. We should have put a lot more time between these two. Still think we go back up to 80, but I can't get into a trade. I need to wait a few minutes. Now point of control just came up to 70. So we had the right idea. We just couldn't. Our stop is too small, but I'm not gonna increase that. That's a dangerous game. As we saw with the first trade, I moved it down to give it some more room to breathe, and then we got stopped out. The fact that our point of control was up here around 700, I think, earlier, and then as we had this downward movement, point of control flipped down to the bottom and then moved up to 70. I think we continue a push. Unfortunately, I made a couple bad trades, so I'm forcing myself to sit this out, even if it is going to do what we expected it to do. So we bought around 65, thinking that it was going to get back up into the 80s. That's 20 points, and we got stopped out perfectly. Pullback stopped us out, and then it continues to rip up to our original theory for an exit. That's very frustrating. Thinking if we get into the 70s, we go back and test 80 again. Damn it. These little pullbacks that happen are absolutely killing us. Our stop is... we just have too tight of a stop. Because now it's doing exactly what we thought it was going to do. Same exact thing right here. We did get that pullback on this trade where we went short. However, we got in early, so when the pullback happened, we did not go too far negative. And our first trade was just a bad trade. I think we're gonna have to open that up a little bit. Can't do it today because we started off with setting a $40 lock on our account, so we quite literally can't trade anymore. Hitting buy, we just get the rejected because we set it to lock us out. Tomorrow we are going to expand this a little bit and give us a little bit more breathing room. Nasdaq's just too volatile to do a 10-point stop. With a 10-point stop and a $40 loss limit, that's only two losing trades, then we're done. We need to probably allow us for at least 3 trades and maybe open this up to, like, say 15 points. So we'll do that tomorrow. I still have an urge to trade, so let's jump onto a sim account on the minis, and it'll be a little more exciting working with $20 a point. We're going to take brackets off. Make sure everything's loaded in. Go to current bar. All right, we'll just take a couple trades on the minis and get that rush that we're looking for. I fully acknowledge that trading is addicting, which is why we have risk settings set in our live account so we can't continue to lose more and blow our account up, and then we can't trade at all. We just went and touched point and control. Point and control flipped towards the bottom of its range. Thinking if we get into the 80s again, we may go try to break this high at 89. Plus getting into like the mid 80s, I'm expecting that if we do get a pullback, we should get some support around 80. Kind of like how it just acted as a resistance for the last few pushes up. So we break through that, should get a sweep into the mid 90s. First we need ES to try to get back up to VWAP. On the ES, we're coming down and testing these lows. Nasdaq didn't quite get there, so I'm gonna buy down here. Just expecting it to come back up to maybe 70-ish as the ES tries to come back up to a point of control. Let's take that. So on the minis, that's a $200 trade right there. Unfortunately, this is a simulated account. We're not quite there to trade the minis on our live account. It's just that easy. Unfortunately, when you have real money in there, it's not that easy. I want to see us come up and break these levels at 80, 81. I think a buy at 84 should net us some good results. Breaking those, we should flow right through the 80s into the 90s. But we have to remember the market is going to do whatever it wants to do. It could come up and get filled at 84 and take a plunge back down to the 50s. But we've got that same little like flag pattern, so we need to break out in one direction or another. With point of control being towards the bottom of like value area on both charts, I'm looking for a breakout to the upside, which 84 would confirm that. There we go. Let's try and, whoa. Is that a massive spike to 87, but we didn't get filled? That's strange. We had a spike on the 5-minute chart to 87, but on this range chart, we got to like 83.50. That's probably a good thing we didn't get filled. There's that little pullback that we've been seeing all morning. Now we're filled at 84. Can we get to the 90s? It's 92. Look like a pretty strong quick slap, so I'm just gonna jump out of that. It's $50 on that trade. Could have had like 150, but we're trying to wait for, I was trying to wait for like say 10 points, but $50 is better than giving back. And that quick move down, that's what I was scared of. We're gonna try basically that same trade again. We have this upward move, we had a pullback, and now see if we can come up and break that high at 92. I think we're gonna get that. Let's take that. 160. So the minis are fun because we work with a lot more money. So on those 3 trades, unfortunately, it was a sim account, but on those 3 trades, we netted $400, all winning trades. A big problem I have between the micros and the minis, which I need to work on, which I'm trying to work on, is, for instance, this trade that we got up to like 150, I was trying to wait, you know, for 10 points, gets around 200. As it pulled back, it's very easy for me to exit because $50 is still a good amount of money for like a 1 minute trade. 1 minute worth of work for 50 bucks. On the micros, this same trade, we would have exited at $5. That's really hard to just say, let me just exit and get $5 versus trying to get $20. Like, that difference there is hard to overcome. You're at $5 profit, or you can decide to keep risking it, you know, risk $10, $15 to try to get more. It's easy to justify that. Whereas the minis, you know, we were in profit right away. We get a pullback, you know, we don't want to risk losing $100, $200, $300. So let's just take 50, which 50 is great for 1 minute. Any other field of work, you're not making $50 in 1 minute. So that's one of my constant struggles when I trade micros versus trading the minis. Unfortunately, we need to trade the micros to get rid of those bad habits, change our mindset, work on our emotions, which will translate to building our account, slowly scaling up, and we will get back to that point. Hope you guys enjoyed this, learned something, and we will be back tomorrow on the Friday session.